Hello, all, and welcome back, or welcome to Go with the Flow Yoga with Anissa. Today, we are going to do a morning wake up type of flow. This is good to do in the morning just to get your blood flowing, to get the body moving, to get you ready for your whole day. You won't need any props for today, maybe your yoga blocks, because they're always helpful. But you can meet me on your mat. Beginning this flow, we want to bring ourselves down to our knees. You can always pad your knees here if that feels comfortable to you. If you need a little bit of extra cushion, bringing the tippy toes to touch, knees as wide as the mat. We sink down, walking the arms forward to meet in child's pose. Breathing deep into the belly here. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. On our next inhale, slowly we bring ourselves up, walking the hands back, bringing the knees hip width apart, stacked under the hips. On an inhale, rounding our back into cat. Exhaling to drop the belly into cow. Inhaling to round into cat. Exhaling, dropping the belly into cow. 2 more. Inhaling to round the back. Exhaling to drop the belly, gazing forward as we meet in cow. Last round. Rounding into cat. Exhaling the belly to meet in cow. Curling the toes under from here, we send the hips back and up into downward facing dog. Arriving here, taking a second to just pedal it out, waking the calf muscles up. Letting the head be heavy here as we drop the head. Bringing the heels as close to the earth as possible. 2 more deep breaths here. Inhaling to lower ourselves into plank pose. And it's okay if you have to walk the feet back a little bit. Holding here for 2 deep breaths. 1 more. Slowly dropping the knees onto the earth, lowering onto the tops of our feet. We sink the hips down to meet in cobra. Exhaling to send the hips back, taking our knees as wide as the mat, bringing the big toes to touch. We sink down into child's pose. Maybe walking the hands forward a little bit to get a nice stretch in your arms and back here. Inhaling to bring ourselves up, walking the hands in a little bit, curling the toes under, sending the hips back and up into downward facing dog. Arriving here, let's just breathe. Taking the biggest deep breath we took all day. Inhaling through the nose and out of the mouth. Bending our knees, we are going to crisscross our feet all the way to the top of our mat to meet our hands. Meeting in a forward fold here. Inhaling, we bring ourselves up to a half lift. Exhaling all the way back down to that standing forward fold. Tenting the fingertips on the mat. Letting the head be heavy here. Inhaling to bring ourselves back into half lift. Resting the hands on the tops of the thighs here, on the shins, or you can take the arms back up into airplane arms. Here for 2 more deep breaths wherever you are. Exhaling to bend the knees, bringing all your fingertips to the mat. We step the left foot back. Meeting in a low lunge. Of course, if you need a little bit support, you can grab your yoga blocks to bring the earth up to you. Resting the hands here. Inhaling, using our core to lift us all the way up into a high lunge. Exhaling to drop the shoulders down, bringing the palms to kiss here. One more deep breath. Exhaling to bring our hands back down to the earth, dropping the left knee to the mat. Bending our right front knee over the middle toe. We meet in a crescent lunge. You can circle sweep the hands up, leaning the torso back. Or you can bring your blocks on the highest point and use the blocks to lift your chest up here. Here for 2 more deep breaths. Exhaling to lower our blocks down, curling the left toes under. We lift ourselves up to meet in a low lunge. Dropping the left hand to your block or the earth. Bringing our right hand up to the sky. We meet in an easy twist. Pulling the right hip crease back here. Staying centered. One more deep breath. Exhaling to bring both hands to your blocks. Stepping the back foot up just a little bit. Planting our hands. Stepping the right foot back. We meet in downward facing dog. slowly turning our feet in just a little bit to feel that rotation in our legs, giving us a nice stretch in the back of the legs here. Slowly lowering back down to our knees. We meet in tabletop. Taking a moment here to just catch our breath. Bringing the big toes to touch, taking the knees as wide as the mat. We rest in child's pose. Two more deep breaths here. Taking a moment to just listen to yourself breathe. Inhaling to bring ourselves up, walking the hands in just a little bit. Bringing our knees to be stacked with the hips. Inhaling to round our back into cat. Exhaling to drop the belly into cow. Taking our gaze up here. Inhaling to round the back into cat. Exhaling, dropping the belly into cow. Inhaling, rounding the back into cat. This is our last round here. Exhaling to drop the belly into cow. Two deep breaths here. Curling both toes under, we send the hips back and up into downward facing dog. Pedaling the knees here if that feels comfortable to you, or you can bring the heels to be heavy. Taking two more deep breaths here. Exhaling to bring ourselves into plank. We hold here for 3 deep breaths. Engaging the core to ensure that our back is a nice straight line here. One more deep breath, you got this. Exhaling to slowly drop the knees to the earth, lowering onto the tops of our feet. We meet in cobra. Exhaling, bringing the forehead to the mat. Lifting up onto our knees. We bring our knees as wide as the mat, bringing the big toes to kiss. Lowering down into child's pose. Two more deep breaths in this pose. Inhaling to bring ourselves up, slightly walking the hands in just a little bit. Bringing our knees back to center, we curl the toes under, sending the hips back and up into downward facing dog. Big deep breaths here. Exhaling to drop the knees, slowly crisscrossing the feet up as we walk to meet our hands. Meeting in a forward fold. We inhale to bring ourselves to a half lift. Exhaling into a forward fold. Inhaling, bringing ourselves to a half lift. Exhaling to meet in a forward fold. Now, bringing both hands to tent on the floor. We are going to plant our hands, stepping the right foot back this time. Bringing the left foot up and center in the mat. We meet in a low lunge with our fingertips tented on the mat. Taking a second here, you can rock forward and back, or you can just be still. Whichever is most comfortable to you. We're here for one more breath. On our next inhale, we bring our core all the way up. It's okay if it's a little wobbly. We meet in a high lunge. Engaging our core here to be nice and strong. One more deep breath. Exhaling to bring the hands to the mat, slowly lowering the right knee down to the mat. Grabbing our blocks, bending the left knee to be over the left middle toe. Either with your hands on the mat or your hands on your block, you bring your heart forward, slightly arching the back as we meet in crescent lunge. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Two more deep breaths here. Exhaling to remove one of our blocks here. The one that is on the outside of your left foot. We are going to lower the block that is inside of our left foot to be flat on the top. Bringing our right hand to rest on top of the block. We slowly lift the right leg up off the mat, toes curled under. As we reach the left hands all the way up to the sky. Meeting in an easy twist. in for 2 more deep breaths. Exhaling to bring our hands down to the mat, stepping the right foot up just a little bit, removing the block, bringing both hands to firmly press the mat. We slide our left foot back to meet in a downward facing dog. Slightly turning the toes in here. Sinking our hearts to the back of the room. Two more deep breaths here. Coming up on our tippy toes, we slowly lower down to the knees, bringing the ankles to cross as we sit back in an easy seat. Bringing both hands to sit on the knee here. Bringing both hands to rest on the knees here. Engaging our core. Keeping the back nice and straight. Slightly tucking the chin into the chest. Slowly, we are going to bring our right hand, circle sweeping it around and down to meet behind us, right at the tailbone. Firmly pressing into that hand, we bring our left hand on top of the right knee. Meeting in an easy twist, we gaze past the right shoulder here. Two more deep breaths here. Exhaling to slowly swipe our hands across here, bringing the left hand to rest behind us, firmly planting it into the mat, bringing the right hand to rest on top of the left knee, gazing over our left shoulder here, we meet an easy twist. Two more deep breaths here. Exhaling to swing our arms back around to the front, bringing them to rest in front of us. Hands interlaced here. Taking a second just to breathe. Relaxing our minds. Beginning to let go of the expectations for the day. Knowing that everything is working in your favor. switching our thumbs around. So whichever thumb you had underneath at first, put the opposite on top. It should feel a little funky. Inhaling through the nose and out of the mouth. Letting your exhale be just as long as your inhale. One more. Exhaling to bring both of our hands to meet the ground here. We are slowly going to lower ourselves onto our back. So I just have this mat here underneath my hair because my hair is wet and I've already stained my mat enough. So I just put this here instead of laying my wet hair on the mat. Inhaling to bring the feet up off the ground. Bringing our backs to be flush with the mat here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. On our next exhale, use that to help you drop your feet down to the back. So inhale through the nose, exhaling to drop the feet on the mat. 2 more times like that. Inhaling to bring the knees up and in. Exhaling to drop the feet down. Last round. Inhaling, bringing the knees in and to the chest. Exhaling to drop the feet down. Slowly we extend both legs long in front of us as we meet in corpse pose to close our morning flow. We're gonna rest here for 2 minutes. Taking a moment to set a positive intention for the day. Not worrying about your to-do list or the deadlines. Mindfully set yourself up for greatness. Having our hands out beside us. Let's take a moment to flex the feet up towards the face. Exhaling to point our toes. Inhaling, flexing the feet towards us. Exhaling to point the toes. Now bringing the feet to rest. Letting the thighs be heavy here. No need to clench in the thigh muscles. You can relax everything down here. Drawing the shoulder blades together and down to rest into the mat. Sinking us a little bit deeper into this pose. Begin to relax the jaw. Relax the jaw. Gently licking the inside of your bottom lip, bringing the tongue to be heavy. Relaxing all of your face muscles here. Let the eyebrows relax. Taking a moment here to whisper to ourselves, I will do my best. Inhaling to bat the eyelashes open, taking a second to lift the corners of our lips. Welcoming all of the love that we need with a smile. Last deep breath here. Bringing the feet on the mat with the knees bent. We bump our hips to one side, slowly bringing ourselves up. And that is where we close our practice today. Thank you for flowing with me. Until next time, I hope you have a great day.